We are live. Okay, let's do this. Welcome back. I know. We're not in our usual spot for Sunday cigars, but we're in my workshop because well, be honest with you, the reason we're in the workshop today, not in our usual conference room, is because the shop I go to is closed for deep cleaning. They do it once every 3 months. Normally they do it on a Monday. Yeah, this week they're doing it on Sunday. Go figure. So I'm just gonna mix my little drink. It's not alcohol. It's probably less healthy than that. It's Monster and Red Bull. I promise it's not a drink hack. Not. I'm not going to start getting M&M's out of the thing. All right, put that there. That goes there. That goes there. And the bag goes there. Okay, we're live. We are here. Last night we got a lot done. Last night we got 9 cigar pipe stands cut and sewn. No, we didn't cut them. We burnished. We punched the holes, burnished, and sewed them together. So we got a lot done last night. We got a fair amount done. Proud of what we got done in 2 hours. We did good. We did good. Now today we're not going to work on anything. We're just going to chill. We're just going to hang out in the shop, and I'll explain what different tools are and what different tools are used for. Yeah, just kind of a if you're curious kind of scenario. Of course, I think it's funny that last night I got 2 whispers, and they're probably from scammers, either doing some sort of false engagement scam or fucking channel theft. I'm gonna talk. Yeah, they probably want to put me on some website that fucking increase your goddamn revenue. What's up, Matt? Yeah, what's up?
It's awesome to meet out.
All right. It's Tom. You
Chicken.
heard? Huh?
Chicken.
Chicken? What up, chicken? Hmm.
15 meal prep.
Yeah, that's fine. Just hang out here. Yeah, what's up? I wanted fucking roller dogs. Now I'm procrastinating on eating roller. But don't worry, I have the healthiest of drink mixes, Monster and Red Bull. My heart will never be more fucked up.
Some people treat their body as a temple. You treat yours as a used carnival ride.
Whee! You heard the man. I'd treat my body like a used carnival ride. I don't care. Oh man, I'm probably gonna die a horrible death from drinking so much caffeine, but you know what? Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Mm, When you mix that coconut Red Bull with the orange dreamsicle monster, it's actually very good. Whereas a certain disgusting boglin named Cobra would say, it's a drinking. But Cobra would also say that me putting hot sauce and ketchup on a hot dog with mustard is a food hack. It's not a food hack. I just like ketchup. I like mustard. And I like hot sauce on my hot dogs. Or no, he wouldn't call it a fucking drink hack. He'd call it like a sick combo or some shit like that. And that's fucking disturbing. It's very disturbing how he comes up with those combos, but I'm pretty sure his little pet Puff, the bearded dragon Puff, I'm pretty sure Puff either died or is in boration, then died. Because that part of Wyoming, it's too damn cold for a lizard to be outside. He says he can't find it. Puff's probably dead. Excuse me, unless somebody picked Puff up, took him in, didn't tell him. Which, I feel bad for the guy who loses his pet, but he didn't exactly treat the pet very well. And that dragon didn't look too healthy. It's starting to develop a neuro twitch, which could be fatal. But then again, this is the same guy that couldn't keep praying mantis alive. That's not terribly hard to do. So, yeah. Don't worry. After we finish this hot dog, I'll show you some of the shit I keep on the workbench. Okay. On the workbench, I have various tools. Right? A couple paintbrushes that I use for staining or dyeing or edge coating. Right? Normally, when these are wet, I have them up there, but they go up here when I don't need them. Wing divider, small ruler, large ruler, template, random little thing of tape. Never know when you need it. This is my favorite way to cut leather. It's a roll cutter with a blade that is super fucking sharp. I like it. I think it's a better way to cut leather than trying to cut it out with a scalpel or a handy knife. I got die cutters for wallets. I've got my putt proof gloves that I got working on a fishing boat some 19 years ago. Yeah, like 19, 18 years ago, I worked on a fishing boat in the Gulf of Texas. They gave me some cut proof gloves. I just kind of kept them. And they're pretty good at stopping a blade, you know? And they're not stab proof, cut proof. That's the thing. Over here, I have pricking irons and hole punches to knock holes in leather. So half round cutters should be obvious. Half round, get it? Yeah, yeah. Hammer, skeeving iron, stitching awl, gretch awl, slicker, pipe, strap cutter used for cutting straps. Stake gun, because you never know. Stitching pony, you've already seen. It's this thing here. Up top, things thread, leather dye, and that's about it. Leather dye, tokenol, edge coat, charging thing for the batteries for my drill and impact driver. And that was a quick tour. I never said I was a super interesting guy with my workshop. I don't have, a 2-ton quicker press. No, I don't have a 2-ton quicker press. I have a 2-ton cam press, which you've seen before. Because we used it to cut out the pieces for wallets, which we need to do another run of bodies and the front pockets for the wallets, because I need to get going on that. But But that is not a project for today. No, we're going to eat a hot dog with hot sauce and ketchup and mustard. Why are we eating a hot dog? Because I wanted a fucking hot dog. I wanted a roller dog. Damn it. That was disgusting fucking dog you get at a gas station. It sits on the roto grill. I wanted, god damn it, I got one. And damn it, is it disappointing flavor and context. Not very good. Not even hot sauce can save it. And I don't think I'm going to eat the whole thing. I think I'm just going to throw it out because it's, as I remember, fucking gross. That's not very good. So, they keep trying to get guests to come on the show, but I can't find it. The last one I had, he keeps waking out instead of coming back, and I was supposed to have another one, but she keeps waking out instead of coming on. Yeah. But I can't blame her. She's got a kid. Kid, kid gets sick. She's got to take care of the kid. She's a single mom. Her kid's old enough to handle themselves to an extent, but if a kid gets sick, you gotta take care of your kid. So I can't fault her for not being on the show. Plus, I don't want guests at my house for the show because I want that separate. So I guess with the conference room, well, hell, the whole lounge I normally do this at being closed for cleaning. No guest, anyways. Unless my roommate wants to talk about graphic design, but he's in there cooking or getting ready to cook. I think he's just got a thought of fucking chicken. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Just kind of interesting. He made a badass casserole last night, and he's making another one, I guess, today. Who knows? Who knows? I certainly don't. Or do I pretend to know? Anyways, let's get on to the point of the fucking show. Cigars. All right? Turn that off. There. Okay. Yeah, I have a bougie ring with me. I use it to help light up while sewing. Anyways, today we're smoking a Room 101 Ichiban Habano. You've seen it many times before on this show, along with my paybacks, but I don't have any paybacks. So we're just gonna smoke an Ichiban. And as always, toast the end. Always toast. You don't need to burn the end, just toast it a little. Get it kind of nice and toasty, smoky. Just a little roasty toasty. That's all you gotta do. And then you just gotta move it back and forth a little. Get the air through it. A lot of guys, this should be a familiar motion, but we're not gonna make that joke. And then when you go to light it, rotate the cigar. Rotate it. Right? I'm kind of proud of myself, too. Last night, I had 2 viewers on stream at peak. 2. I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh, that's terrible. That's only 2." Yeah, but my normal viewers 0 or 1, but I had 2. One of which I know is a returning friend, my buddy Blaze. Love that dude. He's cool as hell. The other one was a rando, and they didn't talk, which annoys me. It's like if you're gonna be in chat, talk, ask me something, tell me a story, do something. I mean, that's just my opinion, though. You know, if you don't want to say anything, you don't have to. That hot dog was disappointing. Well, the second one was disappointing. It tasted bleh. And I broke my cardinal rule. I ate on stream, which is something I almost never fucking do. Because I fucking hate that when people eat on stream. It disrupts the flow of the stream. Plus, I hate the sound of people eating. I hate that fucking sound so much. God, I hate that sound. Ugh, just makes me so mad. But as I discovered last night, my microphone won't pick up the sound of me slacking on, hammering on shit, but it'll pick up me talking, which is good. So it won't pick up me eating, hopefully. Because again, that annoys me. People eat on stream. And no, I don't like mukbangs. I hate mukbangs. I think those are the lowest form of content. Next to like Spider-Man and Elsa crap for kids that definitely was not meant for children. Like that was no way meant for children, right? That derivative crap that just comes out and there's like a million parodies of it, like Baby Shark, Johnny Johnny, the Finger Family or whatever, where it spawned a million fucking clones on YouTube. You consider mukbang to be just barely above those. And because most of the time when it's a mukbang, it's people eating noisily. And I hate, like I said, I hate that fucking sound. I hate when people eat loud. Like, after the age of 9, eat with your fucking mouth shut. If you don't know how to eat with your mouth shut, you better have a good reason. Like, you better be developmentally challenged, physically challenged, or a fucking animal. Because I hate that noise. I fucking hate that noise. It makes me so fucking unreasonably angry, you know? Like, for whatever fucking reason, it just makes me madder than anything else. For no real valid reason that I can ever fucking think of, you know? Like, like it just pisses me off in such a way that I can't explain it. I've gone off on a rant about this for like fucking 10 minutes. Now, I want to test something, all right? This is just me wanting to test something because I want to make sure what I did works. Because I'm supposed to have advertisements on this channel every 30 minutes or so, right? Every 30 minutes we're supposed to have a fucking ad, and I want to make sure I have ads. So, yeah, we're just gonna we're just gonna keep going, you know? Me, what is that? There, okay. So, there's a lot of things that we could talk about, a lot of things we can do, you know? And that's fine. So, excuse me. Jesus. Ugh, that was terrible. All right. So, why can't I see chat now? Why can I not see chat? I want to see chat. Chat is important to me. Okay, that's there. That works. But why did chat disappear? Chat, come back. I need you. I need you, chat. I need you up in my life. There we go. Okay, now I can see you. Why is this not working the way I want it to? Sorry. I'm still trying to get used to this damn laptop. Hmm. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I'll figure this out eventually. Hopefully, I'll figure it out. Come on. Why did chat disappear? What did what did I change to make chat go bye bye? I didn't want chat to go bye bye. I want to see chat. Come on. Where the fuck is it? Okay. Only mildly irritating. Okay. That can go there. That goes there. That goes like that. Why do I not have chat? Uh, there we go. Okay, chat. I found you. I found you. We're okay. We're okay. I found you. Oh, that took far longer than I wanted it to. I'm not happy with how long that took. God, okay, sorry. Like I said, I haven't had this laptop very long, right? And so I'm still trying to figure out how it works, the best way to use it. And it's just kind of a pain in the ass. Like, it's like I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. You know? Okay, I got chat back. This is good. This is not good. Chat is way too tiny. I need chat to be nice and big. There we go. All right. Okay, you're back. Awesome. And we got this done before a fucking commercial break, so yay me. All right. God damn it. How did I fuck this up? Apparently, I'm very good at fucking this up because I have no idea what I just did. There. There. Put that there. Boom. That goes there. Okay. Okay, we're back. We've figured it out, hopefully. Make chat a little bigger so I can actually see y'all. And boom. Okay, perfect. Got it fixed. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Excuse me. So I completely forgot what I was ranting about, so it probably doesn't fucking matter. Oh, but like I was saying last night on the weather stream, as I am a man who enjoys his cigars, put these inputs down here, so we're not working on them. I have a plethora of cigar boxes. And instead of just letting some of them sit on the shelves of interesting shit, or, just holding on to them for God knows how long, I came up with with an idea, right? So I've been putting all my work that I finished in here, in my payback box, right? And that's fine, that's dandy. But I want to do something a little better for when I eventually get the LLC established and go to sell it. So I have this really beautiful Durama box. Yeah, Duruma cigar box. It's a really nice box, and I really like this box. But this box can be used to display the wallets. When I eventually get the LLC established and have enough inventory to do this, and start going to like farmers markets and craft fairs and trade fairs to sell goods. This will hold the wallets. I think it looks cool. I could be wrong. It could be a garbage idea. but I'm willing to try it, right? Then
Yeah.
I've got my Johnny Tobacco Knot, another Room 101 cigar that we've done on stream. That the things I just put away, my little cigar cases, 2 and 3 fingers, cigar cases, when they're assembled to look like that, I could just display them in this. You know, I think that would look good, right? And for the payback box, it can have two uses. I can put these little leather valet trays or leather catch-alls that we've made in the box for display, right? And then in the lid of the box, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. In the lid of the box, we can display the little leather pipe and cigar stands that we made on stream last night, right? Just display them in here, put them in and separate the brown from black from whatever other colors I may or may not eventually do. Because eventually I am going to offer more colors than just brown or black. I will get better dyes and will offer better colors for leather. But, I could put the little cigar stands in here. People can go, oh, these are really nice. I want to buy one. And I'll be all, please buy one, buy two, buy three. And just display them in here. I can either turn them up to display like that, if I have enough, or I can do a weird little fence link pattern or something, anything. Really. And so, yeah, this one is not for sale. This one is a Christmas gift that I need to make sure I put back with the wallet that is also part of the Christmas gift. And that reminds me, tomorrow I need to sew 2 more wallets. Yeah, I need to finish 2 wallets. That's for Ignacio. This is for Secret Santa. I need to finish 2 more wallets because I have a customer that wants to buy two. And she's a cool customer. I like her. She is a waitress at a bar, a cigar bar that I like to go up and drink at and smoke at. And she's really cool. And she's really friendly. And she's an awesome server, but she wants to buy two, one for her, one for her dad. Now, after stream last night, I did a little bit of work, not a lot. And all I did was I sewed the blue panels, the T pockets on the backers for the second wallet. We've had the ones on the red one for a while because one of my friends said they were going to buy it, but then they did the cardinal sin of saying, "Oh, I'll find you something to barter." I don't want to barter. I want cash. you know, I can't. I know what he would barter too. He'd probably barter some liquor, which is interesting. Is one, I don't drink at home. Two, I can't buy more leather with liquor. I can't barter liquor for leather. Or at least I don't know anyone that will take liquor for leather. But that's fine. Besides, I have a bunch of tea pockets that we can make other wallets with. I need to cut more of these short panels and back plates out, but I've got material to do that. And that's what I'm going to do next time we stream, when I do a leather stream. You know, we're just going to focus on that. You know, should have an ad break coming up here in a couple seconds. Um, which is weird because I only recently figured out how to do that. So I think I have it set up to go every 30 minutes, maybe. I'm not sure. So hopefully there is an ad. And if not, then I don't care. Shit, it's not like I do this to make money. I'm not streaming for fucking fame and fortune. I don't have big boobas, and I'm not a pretty looking girl, and I'm not a hot guy, so I can't really expect to make money off a stream. I do this because I enjoy it, and I get to talk to people. Plus, I get to hear myself talk. I love the sound of my own voice. You know. Speaking of my voice, one of my friends in the audio industry that I've worked with time to time, uh, we are doing King of the Hill Abridged. Like we're planning on it. We're still doing a bunch of work for it. But I'll tell you what, Bobby. I got to be Hank Hill. Bobby, we gotta cook that blue mammoth, I tell you what. Or why do they think they call your mother Peggy, Bobby? She gave me the spaghetti and meatballs. Yeah, we're going there. Oh man. Of course, there's always the classic schnitzel. Rada, 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 rada. I actually know a sheriff named Rada, whose last name is Rada, and we make that joke. Rada. Dude, that was a big thing. Only reason I keep a I have actually several rag shirts out here, but this one is getting to the end of its life to where it's going to be thrown out. It's lived as long as it can with stains and dyes and tokenol, edge coat. It's getting to the point where I'm just going to throw it out and replace it with another fucking, you know, rag shirt because that's easy in life. But yeah, we have a lot of projects that I want to get going, and it's mostly just time. That's the biggest detractor as an adult is working on projects is time. You know, you have your career, you have your job, and that's something you have to focus on to meet your financial responsibilities. But I mean, I have enough of these blanks to make quite a few wallets. You know, originally I only had enough of this material to make 10, and that's fine. But now I've got more material, and I'm hoping to make the other what, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Uh, yo, you riding the fail train, Bob? All right, what's up? Toby, you're riding that fail train. Cool. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 27 wallets. Like, we've got enough to do that. And thank you for the follow, by the way. I love when people follow. Never subscribe. I want to say this to you right now, since you just dropped a follow. You don't have to subscribe. Do not subscribe. That costs you money. Don't do it. I will never ask for subscriptions. I will never ask for money. I will never ask for that. All I ask is that, if you like the fail train, hop on with a follow. That's all I ask. And for those that are watching this on YouTube after the stream, subscribing on YouTube is free, but not on Twitch. You don't have to subscribe to me on Twitch. I actively disencourage it because it costs you money. I'm a grown ass man. I have a job. I have two jobs, technically three, you know, and I have my little leather business. So four, I guess, technically four. So I have my own income. I don't. I'm not like DSP. I'm not gonna beg for views and follows and subs and all that. No. All right, rant over. So, aside from that rant, how are you doing? Like, you can talk to me in chat. I got nothing else going on. We just out here hanging out in the garage, smoking a cigar and hanging out and drinking an unhealthy drink. Which is, if you didn't see it earlier, it's a can of Monster Orange Dreamsicle, my favorite flavor, and a can of Red Bull Coconut, my second favorite flavor. Is it healthy? Oh, probably not. Some people, like my roommate said earlier, some people treat their body like a temple. I treat mine like a used carnival ride. Let's go. But we do have enough blanks to make another 20 something more watts. And so probably tomorrow I'm going to sew these up, but not on stream because you don't want to see me saddle stitching for 2 hours. Nobody does, you know? But we will on, let's say Tuesday or Monday if I get this done fast enough, or if I do it before I start sewing these. We're gonna cut these billets out. We're gonna cut here. Let me get some blank ones sewn together to show you. Cut these front pockets and these back plates out of this beautiful, beautiful oil tan leather. I mean, I love the look of this leather. I love the feel of it. It's super, super, super soft. It is such a soft leather, but it's an oil tan, and it is a super durable leather because it's oil tan, and it is beautiful when combined with these longhorn leather collar T pockets. This is a sage green. It's beautiful. I love these little tea pockets. I need to order more of those so I can make more of them. But when combined, it creates a really beautiful little slim wallet. And let me get one of my slim wallets that I've got completed now. And I'll show you what I mean. Right? Here. And I'll get the one I made for the nacho. So these are just little slim wallets, right? It holds 2 cards in the front, 2 in the back, and a little bit of cash in the middle. Not a lot. Like maybe if it's all in $1 bills, maybe $10. So it'll hold about 10 bills. And if you have, 10 $100 bills, that is 10 bills and 10 bills. But these are really cool little wallets. I really like them. And I found out this oil tan that I've been using is used by a major, because I'm only getting remnants, big pieces of scrap. And I found out that the maker of this leather, or the one that uses it the most, that sells the scrap to the people I buy the scrap from, shout out to leatherguy.org, not sponsored, wish I was, uh, is used to make moto racing gear, crash gear for motorcycle racers. So it's got to be tough as hell to put up with that. It has to be, because, those guys hit the ground at 80, 90 miles an hour and they can get back up. So they're not missing skin. But I digress. Wow, I never saw my ad go off. Oh well. So the only problem is that when I first make them, they're very stiff. So I have to sit here and work with them and bend them and fold them to make the leather supple so that people can actually put money in 'em. The cards go right in, no problem. You know. Oh, I even have mine on. There we go. See, here's mine. I've got my club card, credit card, debit card, ID. And in the middle goes cash. Just a little cash in there. I don't have any cash in there right now, but it is what it is. I've also learned that this one I put edge coat on. That's why the edge is black. That makes it stiff. So then I just tried burnishing it raw, like this one, and I found out that that also makes it stiff. So we're going to just leave them raw. We're not going to burnish the edges. We're not going to put edge coat on them. I want them to be, soft. Now, does that affect the durability of the wallet? It could. It could. In the long run, I don't know how long these will last. I'm hoping they'll last greater than 2 years, 'cause that's about the time most men replace wallets, 2 to 8 years. I didn't replace my wallet until like 2 years ago when my godkids got me a Roper wallet, but I wanted something slim, so I made one of these. You know, but I like these slim wallets. I like it when I have to wear a suit because it's not like my big Roper wallet where it just sticks out like a sore thumb. No, excuse me. Sorry. I like these little Roper, these little slim wallets when I wear a suit because it can fit in my suit jacket, or it can fit in my suit jack or my suit pants back pocket, or even fits in my front pocket with my cell phone, and it's not obstructing anything. It's not creating weird folds and bulges in my clothing. And on my Roper wallet, this fits nicely in my suit jacket pocket, chest pocket, on the inside, and it's not noticeable, which I like because when I wear a suit, which I don't do very often, maybe 3, 4 times a year, unless I get jury duty or, I go to a funeral or wedding. I want to look nice. And it's reasonable, you know? So how's that guy doing? Oh, not my problem. See, I want to look nice when I wear a suit. When you get dressed up, you want to look nice. I want to look pretty. Sorry, that was a dumb joke. I apologize for that. I really do. But it is true. I want to look good when I wear a suit. And I don't want weird bulges or unsightly bulges from my wallet. So a slim wallet works well for that. It really does. Holds a little bit of cash, holds your cards, and it looks good. And you can go from there and live your life. You know? The tragedy is, though, for the one I made for my Secret Santa exchange, I burnished the edges. But I've been stretching it and folding it and creasing it to where hopefully it'll be more pliable. I also made a cigar and pipe stand for my Secret Santa exchange recipient that has little star rivets because they like a certain football team, who I will not mention, whose logo is a star. Go figure. So that is that. Now, when it comes to pricing, when I go to sell them, I sell my wallets for a good price. I think it's a good price. People are willing to pay it, and it's not costing me money. I'll make a, a fair, you know, sale, and I'll make some profit, but the majority of that money goes to paying for materials and labor. So I price these at $50. $50 for a wallet. That's not a lot for something that's handmade. I've seen similar wallets to this going for $70, $80. And I think 50 is a fair price. 50 is a very fair price for these wallets. You know, 20, 15, $20 for a cigar or pipe stand is a fair price. Most people who smoke a pipe, and I mean a tobacco pipe, you know, or cigars, 15, $20 for a cigar stand ain't nothing. It really isn't. It's not like a super large amount of money, you know? Now, the one I have on my workbench right now is one that I made. It's my fourth version of these, and I'm not going to sell it because it has a concho that I got from my roommate that I really like. I like that concho. I intend to keep the concho. If I can get more conchos, then I can, of course, add those to more cigar and pipe stands, make them fancier. Or I can get rivets, little leather rivets. that'll look nice, that'll hold it together and be super durable, which is important. You want your products to be durable. You want them to last a while. And what I like about these is that you can push them flat and then just push it, and it goes back to shape. It goes right where you want it. Holds most pipes without a problem. Holds a cigar quite nicely. It works. Now, one of the other products I make are these little leather valet trays or catch-alls. You know, just a little catch-all. And what I like about these is that they're reversible. You have a square, but the way it's sewn with these tabs, just turn it inside out. Boom. And you have a fat shamrock shape. And these work well because you just, at the end of the day, toss your wallet in, keys, lighter, cutter, whatever, when you get home. And those work super, super well. Now, those I sell, the smaller ones I sell for 30, the large one, like I just showed, 35. And that's a material difference cost, you know, because I don't have a good template for those. I just rough them out by hand. And again, as you saw, they're made from the same leather as the wallets, which is a super, super durable material. It really is. I love this leather. But because it's an oil tan, you can't really stamp it because, well, sorry, quit out the smoke. Because of the way oil tan is made, when they tan the leather, they're using oils and waxes, and it makes the leather really, really tough. Like, it makes it durable. Now, veg tan, what the cigar stands and this little coaster are made of, is a tough, tough leather. It feels tough, but it's not. You can stamp it, you can cut it, you can emboss it, you can do a lot of stuff with it, you know, and it holds marks very well. Durability wise, it's not tough. It's just a tough textured leather, but it takes dye, it stains beautifully. Oil tan doesn't do that. Oil tan, you got to put a lot of effort into stamping. So yeah. And then at one point I got bored and one of my friends challenged me to make a koozie out of leather that folds relatively flat. Put it in your back pocket, it doesn't take up a lot of space. But it holds a soda can or a beer can just fine. A little snug actually. If I was gonna redo it again, I'd probably trim down these inner edges. Yeah, I trim them down just a hair. But I made it out of that oil tan leather because I could. But that's what I like about working with leathers. You can have a little bit of fun with it. You can experiment, you can try things. And I still watch a lot of tutorials and leathercraft videos from Weaver Leather Supply, Tandy Leather, all sorts of companies, people that make leather goods online, including what I think it's Mascon or Maston Leather. They make this guy makes a ton of leather goods, and I love his videos. They're super informative. And he's one of the main reasons I got back into leatherworking. I just can't remember his fucking name, but he makes a ton of really cool leather stuff. He does, and I learned a lot from his channel. I did this in college for a while to help pay for beer. I mean, books. Yeah, totally for books while in college. But then, life got busy after that, and I just kind of stopped doing it. But I've gotten back into it, and I'm enjoying it, and I have a little more time to do it now, despite having a side hustle, two jobs, and a leather business. Is now something I can afford to do on my days off. You know? So, if you're thinking about getting into leatherwork, my recommendation, watch some videos, see if it's something you want to get into. And then, as hypocritical as it sounds, buy one of the project kits from like Tandy Leather that has everything you need in pre-cut leather. That way, you can work on it and figure out if it's something you enjoy. Because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it, you know. And do a couple, little pre-cut projects and stitch them up. Do what you got to do and figure it out from there. Because that is typically the best way to do it, I guess. Like you don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on tools. And that's the crazy thing, how expensive some of these tools are. You know, you don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on tools if you're not going to like it. You know, like I spent maybe, including the dies to cut the wallets and the dies I ordered that still haven't fucking shown up to cut cigar cases. I have spent about $1,000 on tools. That's not including the workbench, the stool. That's not including that. But I've spent close to $1,000 on tools and another $400 on leather. You know, like I still have about half a side of veg tan in my room that I haven't done much with. It was a full side, now it's just a half side because I've cut it down to make stuff. But I have spent a lot of money on leather, and you're gonna go through it. It's consumable, but it's okay. That's just the nature of the beast. It's part of doing business, you know. But like I said, if you want to get into it, pick up a pre-cut project from like Tandy Leather and make one of those and see if you like it. You know, you don't have to go whole hog like I did because I like it. I find it cathartic and relaxing and meditative to just cut and shape and work with leather. You know, like the business side is secondary. It is. It's secondary to the joy I get from just making stuff. But I like working with my hands. If you don't like working with your hands, you're not going to like working with leather. It's a very hands on kind of thing. But I can sit in my garage, I can listen to audiobooks or listen to podcasts, or I can watch Twitch and I can work on leather and I can get a bunch of projects done and I can go on with my day. You know? Like tomorrow, I know I got a dental appointment. I just take the whole fucking day off for that dental appointment. And I'm going to probably come home and cut more of these blanks out for the wallets because I have a bunch of material to do it with, which makes me happy. Now, I'm going to show you when I get the remnants, and remnants mean scrap of the oil tan. It comes in big form. It comes in big pieces, right? Like, this is what they mean by a remnant. It's a scrap. This is a fair amount of leather. Excuse me. And what I've done is I've taken a few of those pieces and I've cut it down to more manageable sizes that will fit through the my cam press, so we can cut out blanks for the wall. Back plates and front pockets. And I just cut it down. And that's all you gotta do. Just cut it down a little, and you're good. And this is just some scrap veg stain that I don't know what I'm going to do with. I'll find something to do with it. And then some cardboard I keep around. I put stuff on when I'm staining. Because you don't want to get stain all over your work surface because it's a dye and it won't come off, which is, okay. Actually, we'll cut a strip real fast, but this is a strap cutter. I have it adjusted to 1.25 inches, and right about here, there's a really sharp little razor blade, right? And so what you do is you find this is flat, this is flat. No, this is not flat. No, we'll just cut a strap real fast. Is you push your leather through like this, and then I just wrap it once I got enough through, right? And boom, it cuts a strip of leather. Go figure. Why would they call it a strap cutter if it didn't cut a strip of leather into a strap? Who knew, right? Go figure, right? And it's that simple. And I can churn out a bunch of these that I can then cut down to 21 centimeters in length to make these, right? Easy. It's so easy. And then all I gotta do is get my little template that we made of the cigar cutter, of the cigar stands, put it on the leather, trace it out, and boom, we are good to go. We are. I mean, that's all I do is I put it down on top. I trace it. That gives me all my cut points, and then we're good to go. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Here, watch. Turn my ring light on so I can see. So, move the microphone. Have my template. I have my strip of leather. Actually, that way you can see what I'm doing. I just get a pen, right? I make sure it's lined up and it's all nice and straight. And then I just trace the edging. That's all I gotta do. It's just give it a little tracey trace. Just a trace. That's all we're doing. Right? And there we go. It is traced on there. And then I can come in, cut it out, and do what I need to do. How do I cut it out? I get my number 35 half ring. And I line it up and I smack it with my hammer. And I will do that now for you. Let me get my Pondo mat. A wonderful little thing. Protects your tools, protects your work surface, which is always nice, right? And you get your little half round. I use a half round. You don't have to use a half round. You can do it by hand. I don't want to, right? And so I line it up on the trace marks just inside the pin so the pin line doesn't stay on the leather, and I give it a smack and a smack and a smack, right? And you just do that, you know? If you have to lift it up after the first couple hits, it's fine. It leaves a groove that you can then reset in the leather and just go to town. Just smacky smack smack. That's all you gotta do. My half rounds are a little dull, but that's basically the process. It cuts off a little piece of scrap that I'm gonna throw away because I have no use for them. Goes into the trash bucket. Then I come in and I reset and cut, and we cut it out. Put that back in the scrap box because I reuse what I can. I try to create very little waste. Then I line up for the next one just outside the pin line to where when I smack it, that pin line will come off. See? That's all it is. Just a little smack. Oh, they didn't cut all the way through. Okay, it's fine. There. As you can see, the pin stays on the piece I'm cutting away. Unfortunately, this little piece of scrap, because I have no use to those little half rounds. I can't think of anything I'm willing to do with them. And so we get rid of them. And we just line it up again, wherever we want it, and we go smacky, smack, smack. Bop. I didn't cut all the way through. These are getting dull. I gotta sharpen them again. And that is a pain in the ass to sharpen these. But yeah, like I said, it's that quick. And I can churn these out and be golden. And then, I put my tools back where I got them. Because you put things away when you're done with them. Compare it to the template. We're good. All right, put the template back and move on with our day. Excuse me. Put the hammer away. Put the Pondo mat away. And that's basically it. That's all it is. Just repetitive work, but I enjoy it. I do. Now, shit, cigar went out. Drag off some of the ash. Put it back in. Okay. That's what I like about cigars. You can relight them, and it'll be okay. I like cigarettes. They don't pick up a bad flavor. They also don't stink as bad as cigarettes. It's a different smell. It is. It is a completely different smell. But that's how quick it is to cut one of these out. And then from here, I would, depending what color I was going to do, I'd either, you know, skeeve down the edges or not. I probably won't. And then stain it black, brown. Or I could do a raw where I just burnish it and it picks up a patina edge. And then I'd punch holes in it and sew it together. Now, when it comes to leather, there are two sides to work on. There is the skin side, the fiber side, that holds it together. And then there's the flesh side. What does that mean? Well, when it's on the cow, this side has all the fur on it, is on the outside. This faces the inside, the flesh at the end, hence flesh side. Now, so think of it this way: exodermis, endodermis. There you go. But no, it's that quick to cut these out. I can churn out a bunch of them, which is good. I need to cut down more of that side of leather to do that. Make sure it's square, so it sits flat. You want to make sure it sits flat. I mean, because this is a product people are going to put things on, you want it to sit flat. You want it to be square. You want the edges to be proper, you know. And it's not hard to square up a piece of leather. Once you have one side that's nice, flat, and square, when you go to cut strips, they're all going to be straight. They're all going to be level. They're all going to be straight. They'll sit flat, flush on the ground. How can you tell if it sits flush? How can you tell if the sides are square? This is how. It stands up. It's that simple. It just stands up. That's all you got. You don't got to do anything else. You don't have to do anything more than that. It works. It's wonderful. I love it. All right. So now, if I wanted to stamp a design on this, I'd get the surface. Well, first off, I'd use real good masking tape on the back side. And I'll explain why in a second. And then I'd get this side wet. Not like soaking wet. You don't need to soak it all the way through. You just want to get it wet. Let it sit for a couple minutes. And it's called casing. And once you've cased your leather, you then come with, oh, I'll just grab this one, your stamp. And you put it on and you smack it, and it goes in. The reason you use masking tape, painter's tape, is to keep the leather from stretching because it will stretch. You don't want it to stretch too much. So you put your design in, let it dry, and then you pull the tape off. Now, I didn't do that with this one. This one I did stamp a intricate design into, and it stretched the leather. It did because these are off the same strip. Yet this one is now wider than this one, right? This black one that isn't stamped is 2.8 millimeters across. 2.8, right? This one, because of the stamping and its stretching, is 3.4 millimeters across. That's what I mean. It will stretch. You don't want it to stretch. So you tape it. I didn't tape this. And it deformed the leather by stretching it out, which is fine. That happens. It's just part of life. And you learn as you go and you grow as you go. And that's fine. Now, I only have two dyes right now. I have show brown and black. And there's nothing wrong with that. Eventually, I'll buy I'll buy more dyes, and we'll do different colors, and we'll go from there. Now, I like the Phoebens dye. I like the alcohol dye because it dries better, it stains better, it just stinks. It stinks like alcohol because it's an alcohol-based dye. And that's fine. It's just the nature of the game and how it works. And that's cool. Excuse me. But you don't need to put a ton of effort in. Let me take my hoodie a little warmer. I'm warm, at least. Got to sneeze. Okay. Now, there are a ton of different dyes and companies that make different types of dye, but I like Phoebens. It's what I learned on in the Boy Scouts when I was a teenager. It's what I used back when I was doing this 15 years ago. And so it's what I know. It's what I like. It's a good dye. It's a solid dye, you know, and that's good. And they come in so many different colors. I can get bright colors, neons, earthy tones, which is fine. You know, I'm thinking of doing these in various NFL team base colors because, people like that. Like I said, I live in a part of the state where We Dem Boys is a big football team. If you know what that means, then good. But I have friends from other parts of the world that like, the Washington team, San Francisco, Philly, Ohio. So I can get stuff for those colors to make those colors, so they'll be more apt to buy them. But what I want to do though is I want to get some rivets, some good quality rivets, so that when I go to put them together, because you fold them in half, just punch a hole, put a rivet in, hammer the rivet in, and it'll be super durable. It'll be super tough. And unlike the poncho on this one that's just screw on without thread lock, can come undone, or like the other ones we made last night on stream, or finished, I should say, on stream, threads can pop. So, yeah. and the rivets will be way more durable. Plus, I kind of like the way they look. You know, I get silver colored rivets. I can get brass colored ones, copper ones that will patina and age and oxidize as the years go by, which I think would look cool with some of the dyes I have. But point being, there's options upon options for how to finish a project. You don't have to sew. You can do wallets with rivets. They look a little more industrial. They're a bit bigger and chunkier, and that's fine. That's fine. You can use conchos. A little thread lock will hold them in place. You can even get snaps. Like if you put a snap on this to where it snaps shut, someone can unsnap it, lay it flat in their case for their cigars and pipes. You know, a million fucking options. I mean, hell, I've seen people make bookmarks out of leather, and that's a cool option. Like, bookmark, $5, easy. You know, you don't have to make you know big projects. You don't have to make bags. I might make a bag for one of my friends for Christmas, but she likes purses, and I like to make things for people that they'll use. You know, she likes purses. She has a ton of purses. I might make her a little purse for Christmas. you know, there's a million other things that you can use and do to make money with leather. There's a million useful things. You can make patches to put on clothing that is worn out, or you can make clothing itself. One of the projects I'm going to do when I get a nice piece, not a nice piece of leather, but a large, supple piece of leather, is I'm going to make an apron, a workshop apron. Keep my pants and clothing free in case I spill dye, which I haven't done yet, you know, yet. And I don't want to because one, dye is expensive, and two, it stains everything it touches, including your hands. I need to get some gloves for when I work with dye because your skin is leather. Well, not yet. It's the same principle. If it stains leather, it will stain your skin, you know? And those dyes will stain your skin for weeks. Like, I still have some on my hands from a month ago. And it's obnoxious, but it is what it is. You know? And I use paintbrushes when I use my dyes. Why? Keeps my fingers away from the dye. Although some people will use rags or daubers and buff it in. I paint it in, then I buff it, then I paint it, then I buff it. Is it the most effective or efficient way to do it? No. No, hell no. But it works, you know? And since I'm not going for a super even dye job for the brown ones, because I like that rustic look where it fades differently and patinas differently, I think that looks really good. But if I took it and got it on a rag and buffed it in, it would be more uniform. And for the black ones, it doesn't matter because I end up staining those 3 times to make sure that that dye really sinks in to the surface and twice on the back to make sure it sinks in. So it looks good because I want it to look good. I want a product that I put out to be good. I take pride in what I do. I take pride in my work. I know, weird. And I know way too many people who don't take pride in their work. And they're just happy churning out shit. And I'm not. I want what I put out to be nice. I want people to enjoy what I make, and I want them to go, huh, this is really nice. I'm going to use it. Because how many times do you get something and you're like, oh, this is nice, but you don't use it, You don't use it. And I think that's a travesty, you know? I think people should use what they like. If you like it, I want you to use it because that's what I'm making it for. I'm not making for it to sit on a shelf and look pretty. I'm making it so that you will sit there and go, I'm going to use this. Like the wallets, people are going to use them. The cigar and pipe stands, people are going to use them. Cigar cases, people will use them, you know. And that's what I want. The little valet trays, people will use them. They sit on your desk or your dresser, entry hall table, and you just take your shit out of your pockets and throw it there. You know, that's what it's for. But I want things that I make that people are going to use to look good and to be well made. Because I've got some friends that they do leather work, but they just want shit to look good. And they don't care about the durability. They don't want, they don't care if people don't use it because it just looks nice. And that's fine. I just want to make stuff that people will use, that people will enjoy and treasure and, hopefully pass down. I don't know how long a wallet will last, but I hope, long enough for someone to pass it down to their kid. I want people to fight over dad's wallet or mom's purse or grandpa's cigar stand when when that time comes. You know? And you don't that's the thing. Right now I'm only making three products: wallets, cigar pipe stands, valet trays. You don't need a ton of fucking product lines. I don't need, four different types of wallets and eight different fucking, styles and this and that. Now, I am going to expand from three to five products, but again, I'm not making a ton of different products. I'm only going to be making five wallets, pipe cigar stands, valet trays in two sizes, right? Excuse me. Three stick cigar cases and two stick cigar cases. That's it. Oh, excuse me. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to have like 40 different products. You don't. Just pick like five things you want to make and go with it. You know. Now I am prototyping a wallet for a friend of mine, but I'm not gonna be making those on, a bulk order. Those are gonna be, kind of a custom little piece that they can hold on to that, fits their needs, you know. And I'm only going to make five, maybe six products at most. If the other wallet that I'm prototyping and refining works well for them and that's what they like, then I may offer those. Maybe, but not always. So that may be a sixth item down the road, you know? And that's the beauty of it, is that you don't always have to take and make a ton of things. You don't need like three different types of wallets, four different types of purses, cell phone cases, belts, instrument straps for guitars or basses or banjos, mouse pads, valet trays. You can make a lot of stuff out of leather, but you don't need to make every fucking thing you see and run it as if it was, the definitive end all be all for, you know, I hate that guy that just drove by. He always revs his fucking car when he drives by. It doesn't sound good, you know? But you don't have to make a ton of products. You can make a bunch of one or two things and still be okay. You know, if you find your core market and you find people that are willing to buy what you make, then that's fine. It's good. You know, and these little slim wallets I'm making are fairly popular. People like them. You know, like I've gotten a few orders where I'll just pull my wallet out and then pull my card out to pay, pull some cash out, and someone go, "Hey, I like that wallet. Where did you get it?" And it's like, "Oh, I make them." I'm like, "Really?" It's like, "Yeah." Could you make me one? Yeah, $50. I'll make you one. And I offer different colors for the little stripe bands. You know, the little tea pockets. I offer 5, 6 colors, and people buy them. People like them. You know, it happened Friday night. I was at the cigar shop, pulled my wallet out. One of the other guys that was sitting with us is like, "Hey, let me see that." He's like, "I really like this." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah. Where'd you get it?" I'm like, "Oh, I make them." He's like, "You make them?" I'm like, "Yeah, I make them." He's like, "How much to make me one?" I'm like, $50. Let me show you the color options. And he picked a color he liked, and he put $40 down on a $50 wallet. Now, I know Monday I'm hoping to run into him so I can get the last $10, but I can also give him his wallet, you know, that I like. Like the cigar stands, the Type 3s that I made, I sold out of. And I even told the guy that bought the last of them that I'm doing a revision on these. Be patient, and I can go from there. And he liked it. He might buy more. He might not. But right now, I'm not focused on who's buying. I'm focused on what sells and what I can make more of. So that, like I said, once I get the LLC set up, I can go to farmers markets and craft fairs and trade shows and random other events, and I can just sell them. You know, I'll have inventory to sell. But there are a few products that I've made that I don't expect to sell, like the koozie. I don't expect to sell these. One of my friends wanted to see if I could do it, and I did it, but they didn't quite like the style. And honestly, I told them it'd probably be more affordable and effective and cost effective if they just went to a company to do it, you know? And that's the truth, you know? If they went to a professional company that can churn these out by the thousands, it would be way more cost effective. But I'm just one dude in my garage, you know? That's all it is. I'm just one guy in a garage. So I can only do so many products and have it be cost effective. You know, and that's fine. That's just part of life. Now, if I ever get them, you know, big enough where I can afford to get a leather sewing machine, I can churn it out all day, and it will lower the cost for the product because I can make it faster. You're not paying for me to spend an hour hand sewing a wallet, not paying for me to spend 20 minutes making a cigar stand. You know, 20 minutes, cut, dye, and then I can move on and do other stuff while it's drying. But, you know, it takes about 20 minutes to 30 minutes total to make one because of all the dye and time I have to spend waiting for the dye to dry, you know. And then if it's a brown one like this, I gotta burnish the edges so they look nice and they'll be durable. The black ones that are high gloss, I just put edge coat on them, and that'll hold and make them look good and it'll be durable. But if I get a sewing machine, I can zap out a bunch of products in a hurry and I don't have to hand sew. Which, you know, I don't mind hand sewing. Hand sewing allows me to sit there and go, I can be bougie with it, be all. It is handmade by a local artisan. This man makes these in limited numbers by hand. I don't know if that would actually sell any more products than it will, but it sounds fancy. It's like, oh, it's handmade. And that's fine, you know? We don't need to be super fucking bougie, and we don't you don't need to be bougie, you don't need to be overly fancy. I've already got a name picked for the LLC, which I'm not going to say because I'm still iffy on the name. But I think it would work and it would go with the theme of what I make, cigar stuff for cigar smokers. But you can even make simple tools or things that you use around the shop. Like this was a piece of scrap that was going to get thrown out, but I use it to hold and store my half rounds. So I can keep them up here and grab them when I need. I don't have to, dig through my work workbench drawer to find them. Same thing with my punches, my pricking irons, and my stitch hole punches. They just store there because it works. You know, and I can just grab them when I need them. You can make useful stuff for your shop with leather. You know, will I eventually make better straps to hold my half rounds, my pricking irons, and stitch hole punches? Yes, yes, I eventually will make better storage systems for those, preferably ones that don't flop around and make a ton of noise while I'm working. Oh, excuse me. You know, eventually I will make better ways of storing that. Eventually I'll make a way to store, my stitching needles up on the workbench. But for now, I just keep them in a little single needle case. And my stitching all needles are in here loose, which I need to fix. But my main hand sewing needles, I just have on a little stitch card. And the stitch card is just a piece of leather you do some stitching. Just happens to hold my needles. And the case also holds my double-sided tape. Why do I have double-sided tape? Well, it helps you assemble things. It helps hold things in place while you're sewing, you know. But the point being is, hell, I'd like to have a way to hold my little bone folder up here on my workbench. Maybe we should make something for that right now. Should we? I think we have time. And it wouldn't be too hard. All it needs to do is just have a little slot in it, holds it upright. So we punch two little holes and we'll be okay. Let's do that now. Why not? We are in the shop, we might as well, you know? So I'm going to square this up. Not square it up, I'm just going to trim off edge that we cut a half round. And I kind of want to square the other edge up. I love this cutter, right? And then we're going to put our tool down and we're just going to make a couple marks where we want it to sit. I want it to sit there and there, right? And then we're just going to grab, let's say number 25 half round. I want to measure. I'm just going to put it up against my tool. Yeah, that fits there. We're just going to come in up here, maybe. Yeah, right there. We're going to get our hammer and we're just going to whack. All right. That's one. And let's see, maybe number 20. Will number 20 work? Yes, number 20 will work. We just come in, start whacking on it again. Yep. And we're through. All right. We're just going to pull the tool out. Right. Now I want to trim up the little holes. So, well, no, maybe we'll just do it like this. Just going to punch a little hole out. Yeah. And all we've done is we've just created a hole. And a little piece of scrap that goes in the trash. And then I want a way to hang this on a hook. And so we're just going to come down here. Let's grab number 10. We're just going to make a hole in the top. I have to sharpen this one. This one's super freaking sharp, which is good. A sharp tool is a good tool. And we're just going to flip it around and we're just going to make a hole. You know? That's all we're going to do. Pull it out, and now we have a hole that we can put on a hook and hang it, which is a handy thing to have. Okay? Throw that little piece away. And put our tool back. Always put your tools back when you're done with them. Do a test fit. Hey, what do you know? We made something. Right? We made something useful. But I kind of want to make that bottom hole like the top hole. Line it up. So we'll create a little tab. Smack the shit out of my thumb. Because, I'm awesome like that, just bang my thumb with the fucking tool, with my hammer. That hurts, but, it happens. You're going to have to deal with it, right? Now we're just going to come down here into our bench and find a little J hook that we can use. Easy. You know what? I can make this a little fancy. I have to make it fancy, but we can't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim down the leather. Oh, wrong one. Yep. Size up 3.5 or 3, not 3.5, a 35. I don't know why they go by the size. Since this is 35, but it's not 3.5. Actually, it is. It's 3.5 centimeters. Huh. Go figure. And we're just going to dress the end so that it looks nice. Right? We just want it to look nice. It's that thing I was talking about, pride in your work. Right? I might as well dress this top side up a little. Just make it bougie. There. Hammer back, the cutaway, the half round. The reason they're called half rounds, like I said, is because they are half round, half a circle. That's why they're called a half round. Take the garbage, throw it in the trash, make sure our tool fits, and there we go. We have a way to store our bone folder on our workbench. Amazing, isn't it? And there we go. Now I can get my phone folder when I need it, and I don't have to dig it out of my workbench. Put the Pondo mat away, and there we go. Um, See, it's that simple. You can make things that you use with your other work for your other work. I mean, I've seen guys that have made custom bench straps for all of their stuff, and it hangs beautifully and still. It doesn't, rattle. And I've seen guys that just store their stuff in a cardboard box under their bench. I like to be a little more organized and have things in a place where I can grab them, if I need it, and and get it done. Well, so yeah, it's that simple. You know, it's not some overly complex process. It's if you just put a little effort into what you're doing, generally you will get by. Oh cool, I got 2 minutes ready to pick up. Awesome. But you don't need like super expensive tools. Though generally when it comes to tools, you get what you pay for. You know, you don't need to put tons of effort. You know, and not every tool on the bench right now I use for leather work. Like up here, I've got the battery charger for my Milwaukee drill, Milwaukee batteries for my Milwaukee impact driver and drill. Do I use those when I work with leather? No, but it's my workbench and that's where I keep them. I also keep a big bag of my wrenches and stuff under the workbench. I also keep my cam press for leather work under the bench because it's large and takes up a fair amount of space. You know, you don't need to put so much effort into everything if you don't need to. You work smarter, not harder. That's the golden rule. Now, if you want to work harder, you can. I prefer to work smarter. I prefer to do stuff in steps and stages, like cutting out billets, blanks for walls, cutting out the front pockets, the back panel, and the T pockets. That way I have a bunch when I need them. These I haven't worked on yet. These I need to sew the T pockets onto the back panels and then sew the front pockets. Sew it all together. That's a separate project, you know. And like I said, typically what I'll do is I'll cut a bunch of these pockets out, a bunch of these panels and T pockets out. And they're called a T pocket because they look kind of like a T. Is that the actual term? I don't know. I just call them T pockets. But then I stitch them to the back plate, the back panels, and then I go through and I stitch them all together by hand, which is not a fast process. If I had a sewing machine, it would be faster, but I don't. And I don't mind putting in a little sweat equity into my work. Adds to it, I guess. But eventually, I will have a bunch of wallets put together that hopefully sell. You know, right now I'm just doing some work for friends, and that's how I'm building up the capital to get everything going. It's slowly paying itself off. It's slowly paying down what I put into it, which is good. Which is good. You always want to make sure you can cover your initial cost with your product before you start making profit. That's the important thing. You're not going to start off making a ton of money. You know, I'm not making a ton of money off this, but I'm doing it because I like it, and people are buying some of my stuff. You know, I have a friend in Austin that wants to buy a valet tray sometime next month. That's cool. I might go up and hand deliver it because I haven't hung out with my buddy in a while. You know, I've got friends that have ordered, that want wallets. So I will make them wallets. And all that money that I get for those wallets and valet trays and cigar stands, I put to the side. Because once I have enough to cancel what I've spent getting back into this, then I know that I can start making a little bit of profit. Makes sense. $1,000 in tools and $400 in leather. And I know I can go from there. It's that simple. Now, with that said, eventually I will be spending money on better tools. But until then, I'm going to use what I have to make the most of what I can. And that's an important part of life, is knowing how to spend it where and when is the key. You don't have to spend a ton of money at first. As long as you're willing to spend enough money to get what you need to get going, you're all right. Because from there, you can then start making money to buy better stuff. You know, I offer good leather because I found a good source of leather. That part is true. I found an excellent source of leather that I'm happy with the quality of the leather they've sent me, and I'm willing to keep ordering from. All right. In fact, one of the products that I wanted to start making, but I'm still waiting on the dies, is the cigar cases. But I also found where I can buy the the leather that the company that makes all the footballs and basketballs for the NFL, the NBA, and the NCAA. I found where they get their leather, and I found them that they're willing to sell it. They are. It doesn't have any of the branding on it, which is fine. But I can make cigar cases out of that because I know that people love football and basketball, and they would want those because it looks interesting and it's cool and it's unique, you know? But I'm not going to buy that leather until I have the money to do so through the other sales, you know? And eventually I'm going to cut a piece of veg tan that's like 10 by 10. I'm going to practice stamp work, right? I'm going to practice cutting and doing, filigree work because I am terrible at filigree work. I am not good at filigree work, but I want to get good at it because people pay extra for something with filigree on it. And what filigree is fancy floral patterns and stuff that people cut in, like Old West stuff. And if I get good at it, I can do it, you know, and people will want it. And if people want it, they'll pay for it. If they pay for it, I will happily take their money. But that's a project for later. That's something down the road. We don't need to do all that at once. We don't. We can just chill and hang and do it step by step. All right. Well, that's going to be about it for today. I need to start getting ready to go over to my friend's house and play with my puppy. Well, my puppy. I call it mine, but it's theirs. So we're going to end stream. Hey, if you like this stream, I do this every Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, usually at a different location and not in my garage. I stream randomly through the week doing leather work. trying to get back into doing some games, but I'm terrible at games, hence the name. Fail. But no, if you like what you see, just drop a follow. You know, here on Twitch, you don't need to subscribe. You don't need to throw bits or money at me. You don't need to do that. I just ask if you like it, drop a follow. You know, and if you're watching this on the YouTube recap, cool, awesome. Uh, on YouTube, subscribe. It's free. I don't offer memberships or anything. I don't even bug you about my merch. But that's it. Until next time, I'll see y'all. Be good to each other. I love y'all and bye.